Alright, so was the project I was working on before I started this one. The other skirt that I'll be making after this one. But I accidentally deleted the video by accident while I was cleaning. I needed more space on my camera. And I accidentally deleted the first part of this tutorial. But it's only thing that I did, I made 8 chains. And then I half double crochet in the third stitch. That will leave you with 6 stitches. And then I just made enough rows until I had my waist measurement or my hips measurement. You gotta be able to pull this up, onto your thighs and onto your hips. So if it's not big enough where it don't fit on your hips, like up your thighs, when you're pulling something up, like if it don't fit, then you need to make a couple more rows. But for me, I can pull them up easily, so we're gonna get started. So like I said, only thing you have to do is chain 8, go into the third stitch, half double crochet until you got enough where you can easily pull this skirt up on you. So then after that, once you got the waistband made, we're going to be making single crochets all around here. And if you need to make like 2 in one row, that is okay, but just make single crochets all the way around. Alright, so just make single crochets all the way around until you get back to the beginning. Okay, so I reached the beginning. So we were using a 4mm hook. Now I'm going to switch to my 5.5mm hook. So I'm trying to avoid having to increase, so that's why we're going up a crochet hook because I don't want to increase. So we're going to make another round of single crochets again with the 5.5 hook. So like I said, just single crochet all the way around until you get back to the beginning. Alright, so now I'm back at the beginning. So now we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to turn over. Now we're going to start working on our mesh stitch. So we're going to skip a stitch, go into the next, make a double crochet, gonna chain 1, skip a stitch, double crochet, chain 1, skip a stitch, chain 1, and then you're just going to do that all the way around until you get back to the beginning of the row. Alright, so I'm back at the beginning. I have 1 stitch left. If you don't have 1 stitch left, if your numbers were off, that's fine. So now we're just going to slip stitch into the 3rd chain. So right here, we're gonna chain 4, 2, 3, 4, turn our work, and then just go into every double crochet, then you chain 1, like this, and you just do it all the way around. Now this is the second row. We're going to do this same thing until we got 8 rows in total of the mesh stitch. So 8 rows in total, and then I'll meet you back when I have my 8 rows. It is important that you try it on and make sure that it still fits, that it didn't get tight somehow, and make sure that you can still pull the skirt up on your thighs, because this is my third time doing this, and mine was tight. I couldn't even pull it up. Now mind you, I gained about 20 pounds, so I have gotten bigger, and I'm not my regular size, and I was just being delusional and thought that I was my regular size, but I indeed went up 2 pant size. Like I'm a 3 normally, but I literally do not fit none of my pants. Like it got bad where I had to borrow my mom's pants because she's a size 5, I believe, 5 or 7, and I fit her pants and I no longer fit mine. So I was being delusional and thinking that I still fit my 3 pants, which right now I don't. I am working on losing the 20 pounds that I gained, because I was vegan for a very long time. I didn't eat meat, I didn't eat junk, and for some odd reason I got back to eating meat and junk, and I gained 20 pounds so far since I started eating bad again. So I'm trying my hardest to not eat junk again, because 20 pounds is a fucking lot. Like I never been this big in my life, besides when I was pregnant, but I guess that really don't count. So like I never been this big. Like I always been like 115, 120, and now I'm like 140. So yeah, I'm working on it. So hopefully I'll get back down to my regular weight. But yeah, just keep doing this round and around until you get 8 rows, and then I will meet you back. Okay, 8 rows in total. Okay, so I got my 8 rows now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. So it looks like something like this. So now we're going to be starting the moss stitch. So after you do your slip stitch, you want to chain 1 and make a single crochet into that same stitch. Then you go into the next one. Oh yeah, first we do chain 1. Then we go into the next stitch, single crochet, chain 1, and then you're just going to be making a single crochet in all of the stitches. So skip a stitch, go in here, single crochet, chain 1, 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 and this is just what you're going to be doing all the way around till you get back to the beginning. So I'll meet you back when I'm at the beginning. Okay, so I'm back at the beginning of the row. So I'm gonna just slip stitch right here. Try not to make your stitches tight. We're not going to chain, we're just going to turn our work. So now we're going to be working in the chain one spaces. So alright, so hold on, so this would have been, oh, I don't think I chained in the beginning, but whatever now. So just alright, so you're just gonna chain, make a slip stitch in, make a single crochet in the chain one space, chain one, then in you're skipping one, and every chain one space you're making a single crochet, chain one, single crochet, chain one, so that's what, 2, 1, 2. So in every 5th single crochet chain one that you do, we're going to be like kind of increasing. So that was 2, this is 3, chain one, 4, and 5. So in the 5th one, we're going to be like kind of increasing. So chain one, and then put another one, single crochet, and then chain one. Then next chain one, single crochet, chain one. That's 1. That's 2, 3, 4, and then the 5th, chain one, and then put another single crochet. And chain one, single crochet, chain one. This is 2, 3, 4, and 5, increase. So another single chain, and then you're just going to keep doing it all the way around till you get back to the beginning. And I should probably put a stitch marker, that way you know where the beginning is. But just do that all the way around, and I'll meet you back when I'm done. Okay, I thought I was recording and I wasn't, so I had to take it all apart. But back at the beginning, and then you just chain one, where you had your stitch marker at, you turn your work. Then you're gonna slip stitch in that chain one space, chain one stitch, really. Slip stitch. Then you're gonna make a single crochet, chain one. Then we'll make a single crochet, chain one into every chain one space that we did. So this row we're not going to be increasing at all. So just gonna single crochet, chain one all the way until you get back to the beginning of the row. Alright, so we're back at the beginning. Now, sorry guys, I did just come from the dentist and my mouth is numb, so excuse me if you can't like hear me or understand me. My mouth still kind of hurts and it's still numb like crazy, so I apologize, but we're going to continue. So we're at our, oh sorry, I'm at my stitch marker point. Yeah, I still got one more stitch. I'm gonna slip stitch in here, turn my work, gonna make another slip stitch in the space, and then a single crochet in that space. Oops, double crochet, single crochet, and that spaced and chain, and just keep doing. Sorry. Just keep doing the same thing, single crochet, chain into every chain space that you have. Alright, so you're just gonna go all the way around. Now this is the second row of us not increasing. So this is the second row, and then we're gonna do one more row, which would be 3 rows in total without us increasing, and then on the 4th row we're gonna be increasing again. So this is the second. Go around to your stitch. Oh yeah, I forgot to put my stitch marker back. Go around until you reach your stitch marker or the beginning of the row. So this is the second, and then you do one more, no increases, and then I'll come back on the 4th row. That way we can increase it together. So just do 2 more rows, no increasing, and then I'll be back. Okay? Okay, so this is what the skirt is looking like so far. And I only got this much yarn left. I got another ball. I had to go get more. So I'm coming up where the stitch marker is. I'll put one more right here. Then slip stitch. here I work. And I'm gonna work in the stitch because when you work in a space, it leaves a little gap and holes, and I don't like that. So I'll be working in a stitch instead. Slip stitch like that. Single. Chain. So now this is the row that we're going to be increasing at. But like last time when we increased in the 5th stitch. This time around we're going to be increasing on the 6th stitch. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. It's a single crochet chain and then another single crochet and chain, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then in the 6th stitch an increase, and then you're just gonna do that all the way around. So you're increasing in every 6th stitch, okay? And I'll meet you back at the beginning of the row. Alright, so this is what we have so far. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna keep doing what we're doing. So we're gonna increase every 3 rows. So you increase, and then you go 3 rows, and then you increase. So we are at the 6th month. So the next time you increase is gonna be in every 7th stitch, and then you do 3 rows of no increase, and then it's gonna be you're going to increase in the every 8th stitch. And if you're making a small to medium, after the 8th stitch, then you're not going to increase no more, and then you're just going to continue for the length, however long you want your skirt to be. So if you're doing a medium to large, and you're going to go for about 9 to 10 rows. So this was the increase row, so I'm just going to slip stitch right here, can get it, so slip stitch, and then no.
Why? I am. Oh yeah, because I had to turn that onto my thing.
So,
And you don't know how to do that.
so chain, single, so this row we're not going to increase. So like I said, we're going to go 3 rounds, 3 rows of no increase, and then the next increase will be in the 7th. Every 7th stitch you make an increase, and then you go for 3 more rows, and then it will be every 8th stitch, and then after the 8th, if you're making a small like me, then after the 8th stitch, then we won't be increasing anymore, and then you just do it normal to however long you want your skirt to be. But I'll probably come back when the 8th stitch, the 8th chain thingy is done. Or maybe I'll come back when it's the 7th row, I don't know. But you're just gonna keep doing what we're doing. You know, nothing different right now. So I'll be back when I finish my 8th row stitch. Alright, so this is what I got so far. I did my 3 rows. So now we're going to work on our increase, and that will be increasing on the 7th stitch. Every 7th stitch is where we're going to be increasing at. So let's take the stitch marker out. Slip stitch, chain work, single crochet, now for some reason I think I went around and I totally missed where I was supposed to slip stitch, because I think it's going to be in this area, because this is where all the holes were. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. See, this is when mistakes happen. So you know what? I'm not gonna turn. We're just gonna unless I don't know what I'm gonna do. Hold on. It's right here. No, it really don't matter, because I only got 2 more rows to increase and that's it. But anyways, we're just gonna continue. It's whatever. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7 for increase. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Put another one, increase. And then, like I said, you're just going to do that all the way around. And then after this, you're going to do 3 rows of no increase. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Alright, so just go all the way around, increasing in every 7th stitch, and then you're going to do 3 rows of no increase, and then you're going to do an increase, and that row will be every 8th stitch. You're going to be making an increase. Now that's for a small, medium. Now if you're doing large, extra large, you're going to go for about 9 to 10 rows, and then no more after that. So for me, I'm making a small, and like I said, I'm making a small, and I'm going to be stopping increasing after the 8th stitch row, and then after that no more increases. And then I'm just going to be working up until I got my skirt length. Now I'm probably going to go into about 14 inches. So right now I'm at 8. Well, if not including the waistband. If I don't include the waistband, I'm at 7 inches. So yeah, we gotta go all the way down here, pretty much. Down here. Probably after the 8 rows, I'm going to switch colors. And I'll probably come back to show you how I switched the color. So yeah, I'll be back when it's time for me to switch to my brown color. Alright, so this is what the skirt is looking like right now. As you can tell, well, you might not be able to really tell, but you see it like has a slight curve to it, and that's what we want. I didn't want ruffles or anything, but you know, a slight little nice little curve to make it the skirt a little flowy. So I did all my rows, and I stopped at the increasing, the 8th chain of increasing for me. So now we're gonna, like I said, I was gonna switch colors. So now we're gonna switch colors. So now I'm going to switch to this one. And like I said, no, you're not gonna be increasing no more. So it's just gonna be straight on, just regular stitches. So yeah, we're gonna switch to this color. This color is 80 ink gold. And then after this color, about 10 rows, then I'm going to add the final color, which is brown. So we're going to be working with these colors together. So let's start. Let's add this color in. Then tie this. Now, for me personally, I don't think I'm going to slip stitch anymore into the first row. And I think I'm just going to continue around and around. I'm going to still turn my, well, you really don't need to turn work if you're going in rounds because you're not slip stitching anymore. But I don't think I'm going to slip stitch it anymore. I'm going to just continue in the round. Because really, you didn't really need to slip stitch. You could have just went all the way around if you really wanted to. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. But you know, you can do what you want to do. But yeah, so I just wanted to show you guys how I'll be switching my colors. So my skirt's going to be about 14 to 16 inches. You can of course make it how long as you want. It's your skirt, your project, do what you want. But mine's is going to be about 16 inches. And right now we are at, let's put this back just in case. So as of right now, not including the waistband, it's at about 9 inches. If I included the waistband, it'd be 10 inches, but I'm not including the waistband, so, well, I guess 8, I don't know, depends which way you look at it, because on the back is a little tad bit longer, so it goes to 9 inches about. So I'm going to go, maybe 11.5 inches with this color, and then end it off with the brown. But we'll see how I'll do it. So I'll come back once I have the length of the skirt done. Okay. Alright, so I'm back and I got the length of my skirt that I want. This is does equal to 13 inches. I didn't go all the way to 14, but that's okay. Now I personally did 18 rows of each color, so the white, brown, and a darker brown. So this is what the skirt is looking like so far. Now I ran out of my brown yarn, so we're about to make a border. We're just going to single crochet around, and like I said, I have another ball of yarn, but I really don't want to use that just to make the border for this, so we're just going to use it in white instead. But you can still, whatever color you use at the end, make a single crochet row in that color. And then, I mean, it depends how you want your skirt to be too. You can do it in a different color like I'm doing it, or, you know, you can keep the same color, whatever you want to do. Alright, so just go in every stitch that you can and make a single crochet. Oops, not chaining, we're not chaining. So there's a single crochet into every stitch. Alright, so you're just making a single crochet into every stitch all the way around until you get back to the beginning. Okay, so I'm back around the beginning. Just going to slip stitch into your first stitch. So now we're going to do the hem, like the border of the skirt, and then this will be the last thing for the bottom of the skirt. Then we're going to go work back up at the top. So you're just going to go in the second stitch, which is single crochet. You're going to chain 2 go into the next stitch, single crochet, chain 2, go in the next stitch, single crochet, chain 2, go into the next stitch, chain 2, and then that's just what you're going to be doing all the way around. So it gives that, you know, like little, kind of like a little ruffle effect. So just do that all the way around until you get back to the beginning. And then I'll show you what to do afterwards. Okay. Alright, so once you do that, this is what it should look like. Pretty cute, pretty cute. Okay, so now we're going to make like an overlap to cover the mesh, so you can have coverage, you know, in your vagina area. Of course, we was not going to keep it like this. I'm going to make an overlap, and it's going to be working with the moss stitch that we did for the whole skirt. So we're making an overlap right here. So what we're going to do, I'm going to connect it from the back. Which side is the back? Alright, so here's my back. Okay, so where you're, this is how I know this is the back. So we're gonna start from back here. Alright, so you guys remember when we did the 2 rows of the single crochet? So this is 1 row, and then right here is the 2nd row. So that's still using our 5.5 hook. So right here we're going to be doing a front post. So I'll enter my hook right here, and I will add my yarn in, make a single crochet, so trying to let you see. So like every single crochet got like you know, like the bar post, I guess you can call it. So every bar post we're just going to do a single crochet. So you go in and then you come out like that. Make a single crochet. Like that. And then like this. Then you're just gonna pretty much do that all the way around till you get back to the beginning. Alright, so I'm back at the beginning of the row. So now we're going to start the moss stitch. So we're going to chain one and turn our work. So in the first stitch, single crochet, chain one, skip one, 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 single crochet, chain one, skip one. And you're just going to do that all the way until you get back to the beginning of the row. Okay, so I'm back at the beginning. So we're just gonna turn our work. Turn our work. So what I'm just gonna do is put single crochet, chain, and then go into all the chain spaces, just like, you know, we've been doing chain, and then you're just gonna keep doing the moss stitch for the rest of this row. And then really you're gonna do the moss stitch until the whole, this overlap is going to cover the whole mesh section that we made. So it's going to cover, so we're going to stop until what am I trying to say, the last mesh row. So you're going to go all the way down here into the end of your mesh row. So just continue the moss stitch like you've been doing the whole skirt until you cover the whole section of the mesh. And then I'll meet you back, and then we'll do that little side section thing. So the skirt is almost slightly, we still got a lot left, but slightly coming to an end. So I'll meet you back when this flap is the length that I need it to be to cover up the mesh part. Okay? Okay, so now comes the last part of the skirt. So now we're gonna be using some math. So as you see, like right here, we ended up decreasing. So we did it, we're gonna be doing it in 4 spots. So I already did all of them, and I'm gonna of course do the last one with you guys. So the first thing you're gonna do is count your stitches all the way around. I had 126. Okay, so count your stitches all the way around. However many stitches you got, you're going to divide that by 4, because like I said, we did it in the front and the back. So 2 in the back and then 2 in the front. So that's going to be divided by 4. Whatever number, my number was 26. So I divided that by 4, and that gives me 31 stitches. It was 31.5, but I just kept it at 31 stitches. Now, after you find out what your number is, you're going to divide that by 3. Once I did that, that gave me 10. So that was 10 stitches for me. Okay? So once you get that number, you're going to divide it by the number you got when you divide it by 4, and then you're just going to you're going to pretty much minus the first number you got and then the second number you got, and you're going to minus it. So like I said, I had 31 stitches, or 31, and then I minused it by 10, which is 21 stitches. Now for me, I did tweak it a little bit because I didn't like how like long and wide it was. So instead of me doing 31, I just did 21 instead. But that is for me. We all want to have different numbers because we're all different sizes, you know. Whatever number you get, do that. So like I said, you're going to count how many stitches you have in total. You're going to divide it by 4. Whatever number you get, then you're going to divide that by 3. Whatever number you get for that number, you're going to take the two numbers that you got, minus them together, and whatever number you got, you get. So the way that I did it, so I started in the back. Okay, so I remember, like I said, I had 10 stitches. 31 minus 10. I did 31 divided by 3, which was 10. So I did this 10 single crochets right here. So wherever my starting point was right here, which was right here. As you can see, is a little gap, so between the two. So for me, starting right here, and where this stitch marker is just 10 stitches. And then stitch marker, I counted 21 stitches out. So from the stitch marker all the way to my 21 stitch. I had 31, but for me, I personally did 21 instead. But whatever number you got, that's from whatever number you got, and then you're going to count. For me, like I said, it was only 21 stitches. From this stitch marker to this stitch marker is 21 stitches. Okay? I hope that you guys get it. So the same here, 10 stitches, and then stitch marker here, and then count 21 stitches for me. And then this is what I got, and then I started my decrease. Okay? I really, really hope that makes sense. So if you guys kind of don't, I guess from the back to your hip to the side, that's what pretty much we're going to be working on. So from the middle, from your starting point to your left hip is what we're working on. With you got to get your numbers, and it's going to lead you from your starting point to the hip point. And then over here, starting point to the right side of the hip. And then from the hip point to the middle of the skirt, pretty much. And then like this, right? Because it makes more sense here. 10, 21, and then 10, and then from this stitch marker to this stitch marker is 21 stitches. So I'll be adding my my yarn right here. I'm gonna do 10 stitches, and then this is where we're gonna be making our decrease. So let's do that together. So I hope that really makes sense. If it don't, you can always drop comments down below, but I really hope you guys understood what I said. So I'm going to enter my hook, my yarn right back here, and then I'm just going to make single crochets in all the stitches, even the one that we've been skipping to do the moss stitch. We're going to put a single crochet in that too. So just 10 stitches. For you, that might be a different number. It might even be the same. I don't know. But however many stitches that you got, that's what you're going to be doing. So for me, just 10 stitches. I'm just going to do it up to your stitch marker. Okay. Now, I am going to skip down this because we're doing a moss stitch until I get to this stitch marker. So chain 1, and then we're doing a moss stitch. So chain 1, skip 1, chain 1, skip 1, like we've been doing the whole project. So skip 1, go in here, chain 1, skip 1, chain 1. You guys know the drill by now. And then this is the last stitch we're going to be going in, and chain 1. Now we're gonna turn our work. Okay, so now we're going to be skipping 3 stitches. We're going to be skipping the first stitch that we did. So first one, we're going to be skipping this one, and we're going to be skipping this one. So the first 3 stitches we're skipping. So pretty much we're skipping 1 chain space and then going into the next one, pretty much. So which is 3 stitches. Going to chain and then just continue your moss stitch all the way down. Alright, so this is my last stitch right here. We chain 1 and we turn. So like I said, we skip the first 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3. We go into the next chain 1 spot and then just keep doing our moss stitch. Chain 1, turn your work. We're skipping the first 3 stitches and then continue the same down. Chain, turn, skip the first 3 stitches. We'll make our way down. Now we're going to be decreasing all the way until we have 1 stitch left. Alright, and now this will be my last stitch because we're skipping a 3. So this is my last stitch. Okay, and it should look like this. Now when you have 1 stitch, we're going to do the little tassel thingy. So we're going to chain 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 29, 50. Alright, then just cut off. And that's pretty much it. Okay, now for me, I'm done, but for you, you're going to do that 3 more times. 2 in the back, 2 in the front. And after that, this is what the skirt will look like. Okay, so in the end, this is what it will look like. The front, and then this is the back. Okay, so in the end, this is what this beauty looks like. And yeah, I'm just gonna weave it on my ends, and then I am done with the skirt. Now I am going to make a matching top. So if you want to make a matching top with me, that will be in the next video once I upload this one first. So if you have any questions, if you have any difficulties, please let me know in the comments below, and I will try my best to help you. You know, I'm not a good explainer. I just rather show you what I did and you can see what I did type of thing. But if I didn't explain anything to my best ability, please let me know. And thank you so much for, you know, coming along with me on this tutorial. And I would love to see your creations from this all. So yeah, until next time, bye.